Okay. I'm back. Welcome to this edition of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler. And, oh boy. I'm going to do this segment, this special reading for Nipsey Hussle, King Nipsey Hussle. Oh, that was so very hard for me to do. Oh boy. I feel so emotional. Let me drink something. Hi, Alvin. Thank you, Michelle. I didn't have the music, but I'm gonna. Thank you, Granda. I'm gonna get the music. I gotta get something, CD or something player, so I can sing with you all and have, sing. Just don't sing a cappella for you. He kept bugging me to do it, so I said, even if she doesn't see it, maybe one day we put it out there, she'll see it. Just to let him know I did it, because I didn't want to be mad at me and thinking I didn't do what he asked me. And bless my father. I thought of her, and when I was practicing earlier, I started to cry. I said, oh, Lord, I don't know if I can do this. And, it's always something said about me. Every time I say something about the two babies' mothers or one of the children, then it's like I get attacked. And other people talk about them too. But, like I'm the only one that talks about them. And I'm not the only one. But I said, Nipsey, are you sure you want me? And he said, please. He said he saw Imani. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen any videos of her lately. Last time I saw him was last year, sometimes I think during his anniversary. Thank you, Sharina. But that's not, my best. I like to do my best, but you can see me singing to my father the same song. I think it's on Facebook, and it's on my YouTube channel. And my father asked me to sing that song. I think I started practicing in 2015, 2016. And he liked that song, and I love Barbra Streisand. I've been in love with Barbra Streisand since I was a little girl. And so everything Barbra Streisand, I love. Just like my father liked that one. He liked Ave Nu Malkeinu, Our Father, Our King, which is a prayer. And it's in Hebrew. But this one made me, a little nervous, of course. And it just brought back, my pain. So I'm doing my own pain with my father. And so I didn't want him upset with me. So I did what he asked me to do. Thank you, everybody, for the love, the support, and the donations. Oh, Shireen, thank you for the donation, for the tribute. Yes, I will do them whenever he asks me to do them. And I'm glad you all, I've been tired, That washed me out with the eating, with them at the altar. That's why I didn't want to ever show you all what it was like to eat with them at the altar, because, it's so heavy. The energy is so heavy, and I get possessed. It knocks me out. I had a really hard time, because when I woke up the next day, I felt totally washed out, because the energy was so intense, and you could feel Nipsey's energy was so intense, and he was here, and it was other guests here. And when I went back and looked at the video the next day, tears just started coming. I didn't feel the energy and intensity. I felt it, but I didn't. It was different. When I looked back at it, you could feel it through the video. And when I saw the sages, and we were telling him how much we love him, and could he feel it? Could he see us? Was he here with us? And then you saw the sages respond by themselves. The whole energy of the room changed. The whole energy of the house changed. And I'm glad that you see it and you feel it. All these people say things about me, and oh, she's crazy, she's a liar. For you to, and I think it was good, because Nipsey told me it was good to actually, because I said I'm not going to let them see that. Once I let you all see that, I didn't know that they were going to show themselves, and they showed it, and you all could feel it, and you could see it, and you know that I'm not crazy, and I'm not making this up. So I'm glad that they felt comfortable to show themselves to you, and Nipsey feels comfortable to show himself to you. like he shows himself to me. So, thank you for your love and your support and your donations. They still have some food there, but I'm going to do it again because people said they want me to come back every week. Thank you, Shannon. They want me to feed the people. They're still people. Put the food on their altar. Put it on the ancestor altar. And they want me to eat with you. Or us to eat our food with you. I can't. I don't know why y'all want to see that. But, okay. And thank you for people to send me donations to put more up there. And prepare their dishes. Nipsey already gave me something that he wants, so I have to wait till my friends come and bring my food, and so we can cook it. And I have some fresh salmon. It looks so good. Nipsey told me I took the salmon out of the freezer, and he said he wanted the grilled salmon. So I said, oh God, I don't want to cook a lot of it. I usually get it from Red Lobster somewhere. But this is fresh salmon. And so he told me how he wanted it marinated. So it's marinating right now. I just need to get the other stuff he wants with it. And so I got a piece. He got a piece. And I'm going to share it with you. So our altar's pretty full. I guess I'm going to have to move some stuff because it's drying pretty quickly. So that was, Valentine's Day? Sunday. So some of it, I can move some of it. Since it's drying very, very well. The collards, potatoes, and all that stuff is drying. The biscuits, they still look pretty good, but they're hard. They're drying. And I didn't touch anything else on there because it's theirs. Once I put it there, it's theirs. And, besides, it's been 3 days, so I can't eat that. I get sick. So let me first say, and I'm going to have to get someone to get the copy to put it up there for me under my videos. Where I can use, this is under copyright fair use. And I'm putting a disclaimer. My name is Alexis K. Tyler. Because Nipsey has given me some stuff. And some of the stuff has made me cry. Since I talked to you, and I've been doing a reading on him. Hey, Gwen. And stuff he told me to tell you that you need to know. And this stuff has blown my fucking mind. And I want you to research it because some of the stuff I'm going to tell you, I brought it up before, and I already know I'm not fucking crazy. I know it's true. All you gotta do is research it. I'm going to give you some information. You can look this stuff up that I'm getting ready to tell you. But first, my name is Alexis K. Tyler. I'm a psychic medium. I speak to people that are physically dead, yet still alive. These spiritual readings are for entertainment purposes only. Hi, Rudy. Hi, baby. I do not claim to know anybody I'm speaking of. I've been around them. This is all alleged because some of it, this is all alleged because I see it in the spirit. I talk to those on the other side that come back and forth that are outside of their physical bodies. Okay, some of this is not alleged, I'm going to tell you. I already know that some of it's true. Okay, I'm going to get to that first. Let me get to what I know is true. Okay, for you all that haven't been following me, all you got to do is go back and watch my first reading. I have been reading Nipsey Hussle, King Nipsey Hussle, Ermias Joseph Ashkidom. Since the day he was assassinated, March 31st, 2019, Sunday. It was on a Sunday. I'll never forget it. Because I had spoken to someone about him. I didn't know who he was. A lady called me and started talking about, I want you to read Nipsey. You need to read Nipsey and you need to read Lauren. And I was like, what I need to do that for? I don't know really who they are. So I know, of course, what they look like. So he's been in my house, in my energy, and that was what, 4 or 5 days before he was assassinated. Somebody, a stranger out of the blue, comes and says, the Spirit said, you're going to read him. And I said, no, I'm not. I don't know what Spirit told you that. I don't know why your Spirit told you that, but that's a lie. No, I'm not. She said, I looked through all of the readers, and I was looking at readers, and I was going through them, and you popped up, and the Spirit said, her. Call her. She's going to read Nipsey. And I said, yeah. And now that you look through it, no, I'm not. Go find someone else. I'm not. She's like, okay. Yeah, okay. That's what they said. I said, no, they couldn't have said that to you. So, it was like a Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. He got assassinated. God damn. I think that's goddamn. I go through the emails. I find her name and number. I said, God damn, man, what did Spirit tell you again? I shot that goddamn man. She said, she was very calm. They said it was you. I said, still want me to do the reading? Can I still do the reading? She says, yeah, hold on. She sent me the donation. And I've been reading him ever since. We just clicked. Then he walks in. So, my very first reading, the reason why I'm saying that, and I'm going to tell you how it ties into this, and what Nipsey came back and told me, and what I found. Because if you've been following me, or if you go back and look at some of the readings from 2019 and last year, 2020, I said, in the very first reading, I saw 2 guns. I saw 2 shooters. I saw a very unique looking silver revolver. I saw a black semi-automatic. And then I got to find the video because I went over this again and I have the paper here. That goddamn nip. And this paper, damn, I didn't put the name, I didn't put the date here. And the title of it I put in the show was Nipsey Hussle Assassination. One, I saw several guns, he said. One was a short-nosed black revolver. One was 3 types of revolvers and bullets. He mentioned a 38 Special, a 357, but he said some of these bullets are interchangeable with the guns. He said a 357 using a 38 bullet. He mentioned a 9mm. He said he was shot with a 9mm. He said he mentioned 40 cal, 44 mag with a bulldog revolver. He said there were guns there. There were trick guns. Some were not real. They were like trick bullets. And some were real. He said, and I mentioned here because I have the drawing here. He said one revolver had a laser scope on it and bullets that are shot of more than 2 different sizes. He told me it was a hollow point with a hollow point bullet with a copper jacket. Okay, Daphne, you remember? Yeah, I said it when people were laughing at me and making fun of me before Cowboy and the driver, the girl driver for Eric Holder, had the grand jury testimony released to the public. I said it the first day he was shot, and then I released that video in April, a few days after, because I've been working on it. And I was called all types of names and liars and emailed and threatened to fly down from Cali and jump me. And it was females there involved. I said that. I said it was white females there and Asian. And polices. Not polices. And military trained polices. Security teams, hit squad inside of it. What I said. And they was laughing. But I still said that's what Nipsey told. I could see him in my house. I know the man told me I couldn't prove it, but I was going to stick to it, and I was willing to be wrong. And no other reader said it but me. said that this was all plotted and it was inside with them 60s. Not all of them. It's a lot of 60s love Nipsey and they're grieving and they're hurting about this. But this was orchestrated internally within the 60s. I'm not going to say allegedly on that because I remember, if y'all can find the interview, Melvin Farmer as one of the leaders, because they were getting ready to go to war. Blood was getting ready to run. And he said in that interview, he told people to stand down because the shooting was internal. Internal. Which confirmed what I had said. It was also tied to his business dealings and his record dealings. And his management. That's what I said. Allegedly. And I'm still saying it. Because that's what he still said to me and the baby mama. Allegedly. He still say it. You know, but hey, I'm just for entertainment. I'm being entertaining. He told me it was a hollow point, and he told me they was hiding the shit. And they went in him and dug on him and robbed him and changed their clothes. God damn it. And he was bleeding. He was moved. He was in that store. Blood was in that Marathon store and in the goddamn barbershop and been a house behind there. And he said, I must. It's some houses behind there. It's a white man there too involved with this shit. It's the police. And some of them niggas, them niggas. See, them older niggas put them young niggas up to do their dirty work. That's what I had said. And that's what I'm still goddamn saying. And another reason you did not see a lot of blood because the type of bullet that's at the hollow point is a dumb bullet, and it's a biological bullet with Nipsey's name on it. And I had said that before, that bullet was built for that boy. They took that bullet, a dumb bullet. Now I know the name. That's also a hollow point that comes from where? Britain. It was created by the British. See, United States is under British rule. His management, the one that's over him, is under British rule. And also, some parts of his bloodline is British royalty. Rockefeller and Rothschild. Rothschild. That's what this was created. That's not alleged by the bullet part. But I would say alleged by this management is royal. When he always says Rockefeller, y'all, he means it. He means the shit. He's royal. He is royal. He's probably related to a president or two. See, this is what Nipsey told me. As you know, Barack Obama is related to some of the white people and maybe even a couple presidents in power. Politicians in power. They all know each other. A lot of them are related or they fucking. See, you have marriage, children, bloodlines, and incest. Now, Jay-Z may look black to you, but Jay-Z is what he said. Royal. From what I am seeing, and the spirits are telling me, and from what Nipsey is seeing, he's researchers, Jay-Z we know he is under the authority of the Queen. The United States, all of the top corporations and industries, and the patent office. The government is still under British rule. Some kind of way this man has some type of royal blood. and it is connected to the British, and we know, and the Moors, and we know that the first royal bloodline was the Moorish coat of arms. That's not alleged. That part's not alleged. And then they were taken over by Europeans. But those Europeans, or what they're saying, they are coming from Egypt, and they are the Jews. No. They changed the name, and they are German, and they are vampiric. Vlad the Impaler. They're very vampiric in nature and cannibalistic. Not a holy people that runs Egypt. Runs Europe. Runs England. The Queen of England is not Egyptian in origins and bloodlines. She says, thank you, German. German and Draconian. That's not my opinion. That's not alleged. That's fact. Y'all just don't know because you don't study. And that is the system that rules the entertainment and music industry here. Just go do your study, honey. And Nipsey knows it because he brought it to me. Thank you, Dawn. Okay. These are the people that they will put over people that come into entertainment. The Queen's husband rushed to ER today? Oh, wow. Okay. Just that system's falling down. And Nipsey told me, oh, boy, y'all not going to like this here. And, I'm going to say this is alleged, but we started looking at this here, and I said, oh, Lord have mercy. In a way, Nipsey told me, okay, in the back to this bullet here, this bullet is a biological bullet. This is a special bullet called a biological bullet. And these bullets can put biological material and hallucinogens and poisons and anticoagulants into the bullet. They can then put the energy on it. There's a machine that can do, hey Jaffe, hey baby, hey my sissy. And put the person's name on it energetically. Target the person for assassination and annihilation so that when the bullet gets them within a particular energy range, shoots them, it will go inside of them and it will not come out. The fucker go in there and starts, it hits and it does this and folds backwards and starts to spin. And it tears up everything it sees. As it's moving and cutting and tearing, it's also releasing all of the biologicals. You can even put race-specific bioweapons and diseases in the bullet and shoot somebody with it. And so let's say you shoot them and they are injured, then they get on an airplane, then they are tracked through the military and in the airplanes and through police because they're tied together. Oh, I'm willing to be crazy tonight. I don't give a fuck what y'all think. I'm putting it out here. That's one of the reasons why, y'all, there's so goddamn much. This part one, I'm trying to get to somewhere and come back. I'm going to get into the biologicals right now with this bullet because I said that shit and he came back and broke it down to me. See, they hit him with a biological bullet, a race-specific bioweapon, and targeted him and put everything in the hollow point bullet. And they hit him with several of them and they tore the boy up. And he said, one of the first place, because he started describing what it felt like, said, and it hit him, he felt he didn't know what it was. It hit him real heavy. Boom, like something like a rock hit him. A brick or something hit him. Knocked him forward and hit him in the back. Then he said he felt like something, this stinging, burning, disorienting. He couldn't really see good. Then he say his eyes got a little blurry. He could see a little bit, but it felt like something was tearing up in him, was tearing through him in the inside. He felt himself like leaking and hitting his lungs. So he could feel like he was suffocating from the inside out, and it was going in his back. He literally felt like his body was being torn up or even drilled through. That's how he said the shit felt. They weren't designed. They weren't designed to come out of that boy. He was hit with two types. That's what he said. And let me go back. I said that shit. Now I see something deeper. And when two things, remember I kept saying Nipsey, NASA, and Navy. The British Royal Navy is in LA. Some kind of way they work there or they deal with the police, the military there. He keep telling me the water and going underneath the underground. The military ships, the Navy is in California. And they be in the water dealing with the different equipment they create in the sonar. They can see what's down in the water, what's in the sky, what's in the air, and they deal with this type of technology out there. There's a sharpshooter that's got British naval training, United States military naval training that's merged with the polices. That were there that day, had been around the area before that day, and that's merged into them niggas. See? Hey, I know you want me to say it's a white person. Some niggas. See, y'all, so many people, the world has been taught to look down on us and underestimate us to the point that we underestimate us. It's a lot of black people that are secret agents and that are in secret groups inside of the military, branches of the military, that you don't know about, that are killers, that are assassins for the government. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to say this delicately because I don't want to get in trouble, but hell, I already know I'm not liked. Allegedly, I'm going to say, so that's the Nipsey NASA Navy. He also said to me that some of these people is involved in this are interchangeable. They are interwoven with the 60s. Them 60s, it's also in the music industry. A lot of them are police informants and got shit on them. And probation, they basically conflicted and two-faced it in a motherfucking way. They go back and forth between the Blood, the Crip, and other nations where they be trading back and forth information, along with their security team that was with Nipsey and some dirty, conflicted peoples in the NOI. Okay, I said it. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Fred Hampton have come up here, and when you deal with the person that talking about what the Messiah, Judas, and Jesus, Jesus wept. And Jesus wept after he was betrayed by Judas, and Judas got the coins. And Jesus cried before he was nailed to the KROSS, nailed to the cross. Jesus was nailed to the cross. Male and female nailed the motherfucker to the cross. The one that's out here with this new goddamn song and with these new goddamn clothes is Judas's, who male and female now help to crucify the new Jesus. I'm trying to get this together, Lord. Okay. The Judas is his manager with the rock, okay? And just another thing blowed my mind. Now, I wish Nipsey mama, I don't know where the mama is, I don't be keeping, I don't know if she been out and whatever. He told me, Jay-Z, as we know, have always called himself Hova, or as time went on, say God. That's like God, he is a God. He is a royal bloodline. He's under Aleister Crowley. He is a demonic God. He is a demigod in the earth. One of the rulers of the earth under the 666, the number of man. Not the God. A God. A man to help rule the earth, do the will of his Father. Okay. So he says he's God. Over black people, black musician, he said that's what he been put in to do, to lure them to slaughter a Judas goat. Allegedly. Allegedly. The reason why I'm bringing the mama in, because Nipsey say, because it's tied to the Marathon Smart Stove and the Smart Chip and the Smart Bullet, the dum-dum, with his biological information in it and the biological warfare to attack him with the dum-dum hollow point. He said that his management, God, Hov, allegedly, went and looked at Nipsey's bloodline because he said he is God, or at least the black God, one of the black gods, and a gatekeeper over music. They targeted Nipsey like they target anybody that they bring in there, and everybody that can't get in there. Went down to the mama bloodline. The mama needs to check her bloodline. Allegedly need to check it. Because from what Nipsey showed me, and I looked at a map, this first goes here in the United States to one strand of her DNA, and her bloodline is possibly related to Jay-Z. Ha! You hear me? Do you hear me? Allegedly, for entertainment purpose, I seen in the spirit. When he saw that, and they done read this boy, looked at his background, they know his bloodline and everything. He want to merge with Nipsey. There's somebody in his mama bloodline that got royal bloodline. They need to check that bloodline. Because the mother's been watched. She need to talk to her son. Because y'all be talking about his mama. He said, I love my grandmama. But the mama, he want the mama to do some kind of paperwork and look at his court transcript and that damn, excuse me, autopsy and shit. He know now. He said when he looked at his bloodline on the mother's side, the mama got some kind of European ancestry. That is from England. That is royal. And it might also have some Moorish ancestry and Native American ancestry. That is royal. And some, I'm getting chills all over. Some kind of way, it's not the complete strand, it's one strand. And it go to one strand of people's like not direct but indirect to Jay-Z. Allegedly, I seen in the spirit. I was up all night with this here. He said when he saw that, and if he had raised him up, plus Nipsey gave him his blueprint. Now he already said he got the blueprint. But there's a young prince that got a blueprint that higher than him, because you got your blueprint in war and bloodshed and cannibalism of your people. But he got his blueprint in love. He came out of the killing and the gang banging and the slanging and the drug dealing, and he rose up to want to give his people the blueprint and become the prince in love. And you wasn't going to have that. You're not going to outdo me. You're not going to step in over me. But you're not going to replace me, because this is the people champ, and they would have loved him. And he would have taken the throne, which both of them have thrones. I'm not saying Hov ain't got a throne. But it's more than one. Because we in a new era where he bringing about justice, truth, and light. And he's coming in with the age of Aquarius. And he's moving the veil. And he's removing the violence and the slavery and the oppression and the annihilation of the eyes of the oracle, so that he can raise them back up in love. You remember when that dirty motherfucker, the Merovingian, said in the Matrix, they said, give Neo back, because Neo was in the underworld. He was at the crossroads with the train. That's where you at a crossroad with the subway train. Because his woman wanted him back, the Trinity. He said, I know what you can give me, something, I have everything, but it's something that I want, that I've never earned, the eyes of the oracle. Then I'll give him back. You want to take the eyes. And that's what they have been doing. Now the eyes are on the rise. Goddamn. And the oracle, goddamn it, she done came up out the hood, smoking a cigar, goddamn it, 'cause it's good. Yes, sir. Sir, watch the throne. Oh, he watching the throne, 'cause he don't want to give it up. And he felt that could be only one. But you are not God. You are not the God Almighty. And you only have that throne for a certain period of time with skeletons and bones on it of your people. And bloodshed of your people. That you care nothing about. Unless you only care if you're making money and you can enslave them to you. The boy said you enslaved him. You got his soul. You trapped him. You got your blueprint, but you know your blueprint was not going to live long if you help that boy manifest his blueprint, and that he will rise up, because he is what the people wanted. They want freedom, power, and control of their own masters. Their own music and their own money. They don't want to be prostituted. And they don't want to be up there like goddamn DJ Academic said they is. Letting goddamn execs do the crybaby in the nigga ass. They getting on the bed doing the crybaby for the nigga. Yeah. Get on the crybaby and get on the executive's dick. Sucking that dick so I can get a hit. Yeah, nigga, bend over. Do the crybaby. Nigga, do the cry. Don't nobody want to do that shit. Sucking your nigga dick. So I can get a hit. They don't want to see that. We don't want to do the crybaby. Yeah. That's what he said. See, everybody tired of that goddamn shit. Because it is destroying the mental, emotional, spiritual, and asshole fiber of these niggas. They ain't no good no more once they doing shit like that. And there is no family support or structure. They cannot function as a man, a husband, a friend, a lover, a father. And that's why they're doing like that. Then they steal their shit and kill them. Yeah. Allegedly. And so Nipsey tells me this. That he knew he was the one. And he wasn't going to have this shit. And plus, Nipsey said he wasn't willing to do the crybaby on a nigga dick. He was like Vaughn. He said when no nigga fucking him in the ass and he wasn't fucking no nigga or getting his dick sucked or sucking no dick. And they didn't like that either. Really wanted this man to compromise himself and sell himself out. And he's like, I came in as a man, I'm going to leave a man. And that was also the problem, see. Because every nigga, once you get to a certain level, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to get up there, wham, shake it thick. No, I'm not big, just suck it quick. See, you're going to have to get up there and clap. Niggas going to have to clap their ass like Megan. They're going to have to clap their ass. And sit their ass down on a dick. Pop them goddamn ass cheeks and roll it quick. Get it dick. Come on the dick. Been on. Do the crybaby. You know what I'm saying? Butt break it. That's what it's going to do. Yeah. When, nigga, you in the buck. Get on the bed, you got it stuck. You see what I'm saying? Nip said he wasn't going for it, goddammit. Wasn't going for the shit. And you know, I'm going to get on her later on because when I started listening to the song, because we used that's some old shit. We used to do the crybaby. And the strippers down here, and we used to get out and fucking dance and do the goddamn crybaby. Once I listened to that shit again, and I love the baby. And he was rapping, I love his part. He tore that up. But then I started listening again, and I said, oh, hell no, I'm not listening to this no more. No, bitch. You can do that crybaby. I'm not finna do the crybaby on it. Because I was getting ready to get down on the ground, man, and do the crybaby. Because I remember how you do it, man. I was finna do the crybaby real hard and just hunch my ass and do this right here and do the crybaby. But then I caught that shit. I said, wait a minute. I heard another message underneath. I heard her manager's voice up underneath saying some real foul shit about her that was subliminally programmed in the fucking crybaby. She gonna cry. She gonna be a crybaby one night. I'm gonna watch her in about 5 years. I'm gonna see where she at and see if she's still hunching and popping her ass. When. You might be, it might be some real when. Then, see, when he get through with you, you got what he wanted. That's cute now doing that crybaby. Because what her mama said to me and what her grandmama said to me, one day you gonna cry, all right, baby. Fucking with them, but it's not gonna be funny and making your ass clap together. Because they're gonna pull all the energy out of you and get everything that they can get out of you. That you get fucked and stuck and all that. See, then when they through and dry that all up, you're going to be crying for real. But I digress. See, I'm not going to get into her mother. Megan Thee Stallion mother's very upset with her. And the grandmama just said, oh my God. I seen that. I said, ooh, I don't want to hear that no more. Cause I don't want that shit to rub off on me. I don't, you know, ain't no nigga finna do me like that, goddammit. See, anyway, back to this here shit, what he said. Trying to give y'all a little bit. You think I'm lying? Look up dum-dum bullet. Biological bullet. There is a patent. Oh yeah. Oh, Nipsey gave it to me, baby. There's a patent on a biological bullet. And the origin of it is England, Rockefeller, y'all, and Rothschild. Red Shield, and they used it to control slaves that wanted to revolt. So it's been around secretly for a long time. And there are black people that also know about this, that shoot other black people, that are secret agents, that are infiltrated inside of these gangs and inside of the music industry, that will teach the young guns to shoot certain ones and promise them money and music deals and power and recognition. They have secret hit squads, just like the record labels have internal hit squads. Man, this shit is so heavy. This boy done told me. Excuse me. This young man done told me. Nipsey bad as a motherfucker. Man, I don't know why they did that to that boy. Brilliant mind. He been researching, putting this together. That's the only way I could have gotten it. I ain't never been around these people. I don't understand these sciences. I have to study as I go to be able to understand it the way he's telling it to me and then give it to you. And look at this thing about these bullets and stuff. And just think. These young men in Chicago, all these black young men shooting each other, some of them know what this is because some of them secretly are informants. And some of these young men have been in the military. And some of them have people in there that train them in the military. Islam. See, let me make something very clear. I am not speaking on the whole nation. I am speaking on certain double agents and dirty ones. And Nipsey mentioned Rizza Islam. Nipsey said Rizza Islam was close to him. Now, I'm not saying he did anything to him. But he said he deals with people that was around Nipsey and in the science of the nation. He called one of them a minister of information. He said minister of information and technology. And he said there's a secret division of them that are military trained, that are CIA and FBI, allegedly, and that control niggas in prison, that put money on their book in prison. They have infiltrated the gang. Some of them gang members are Muslim. They put hits on motherfuckers in jail. And when they get out, they put hits on motherfuckers. Extremely intelligent and are secretly trained in psychological and military tactics. Allegedly. Now, part of what I said, you know is true. Because the nation has a security side of it. And Johnny Cochran confirmed this to me. I said that Black Sam needs to watch himself. With what he dealing with, they control the gang's skittle. Along with the Masons and a lot of Muslims of what? Mason. Oh, you don't have to believe me. That's not alleged. You can check it yourself. And are trained sharpshooters. And because some of them are secret agents, I'm sorry to move from the camera. Because some of them are secret agents, they get this intel that I'm telling you about, and they get this ammunition and munition supplies. This is what Nipsey tell me. So some of what I'm saying to you is not make-believe. Just talk to some of them. Do your research. Oh, they know about protection and killing. How do you think their leader has not been assassinated? I'm not saying nothing about Farrakhan. I'm not saying nothing about the nation as a whole because I have no problem with them as a whole. I'm saying certain elements, and you'll find those elements everywhere. This is not Farrakhan. I didn't say that. Some of you try to twist this and say that. Nope. I have no problem with them as a whole. Talking about a small band of them in there that are agents. Government agents, even though that's a government non-profit organization, they're infiltrated by agents. And some of those were securing Nipsey. That's what I'm saying. Like Malcolm and Martin. And Martin Luther King was a Mason. Even though he was not a Muslim. And they control the police. Most police and judges are Masons and lawyers. 33 and a third. That's not me saying it. Just do your own homework. But you know, I'm crazy, you know. And that's okay. I'll be that. This is a reading again. I'm getting this from the spirit realm. From the other side. This for entertainment purposes only. So, are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? You know, because I'm crazy anyway. So you say. But there are a lot of things I've said in these readings have come true. Moving on. That ties into Boeing. Airplanes. Boeing. Jumbo jets. That Nipsey also told me another thing as to why he keeps mentioning jumbo jets. Con Air. Convict air transportation. Some of these people that are in the music industry, one in particular managed Nipsey, is heavy into the jail system, passing laws, not doing it in California. Got stock in the ankle monitors. Get people in jail, get niggas out of jail. Got their hand in the upside of the law and the downside of the law. Can kill you, can make fucked up shit happen to you. I know that. I know that. And I'm very aware that what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying, I already got my address release. I know I could be murdered. But I'm still here to do God's will. That's what I believe I'm here for. So in case something happened to me, y'all just make sure you download my shit. This person, and this ain't the only person that's in this group with Nipsey, this group that helped knock him off, assassinate him, and take his shit. And now thriving because it's been said if now you want to get into the music industry, you have to go through Big U. It's amazing to me that none of the 60s and none of our money in is actively and publicly doing anything to get justice for Nipsey. They moving on, they got their deals, they singing, popping their finger. Yeah, and Nipsey told me to tell Grandpa, I see you and I know you saw my shooter. Excuse me, shooters. Yes, Con Air is a government airline. Yeah, but there's a family over those. Their airline that joined with a very powerful family. Oh my God, now my battery was full. You see that? You see that? Okay. I'm going to try to talk a little bit. And then I'll probably come back because this is too much and it bothers me so much. I don't know how much of this I'm going to go into. I'll try because I can't remember some from the top of my head because I don't want to read all of it right now. This shit is breaking my heart. And this shit make me realize the more Nipsey tell me And the more I realize we are living in a whole fucking lie. This whole thing is a motherfucking illusion. He said, Grandpa, you know who shot me. But now Grandpa's with the other ones all money in, rapping, doing videos and shit, and getting promoted and trying to get deals and trying to get seen and come up off the fame of this man. A coward. Oh, I wish I could have been there. Some of them saying, oh, if I was there. Okay, but you here now. You here now. And y'all know who did that, but you're too scared to do something about it. You know who did that. And you know that that was a hit that was green lighted by high ups. You know that. Y'all know that shit. But you really don't want to do that. Which tells me some of you glad he got them physically dead. You glad that he physically dead. God damn it. That's what it looked like to me. Because this man is walking around here getting his own information, and his body, physical body, is dead. And he got more sense than y'all. He got more courage than y'all. All you want to do is pop your goddamn finger and get up there on the stage and be heard and seen and be a star under this illusionary system who's going to set your ass up anyway. Okay. Because he said they know. Enough to know who did it. The ones who put it together. And they know who put it together. They be traveling and hanging with them. Okay. Anyway, Con Air. Those are Boeing jets that are used. He said some of those prisoners are moved around. As you know, they move prisoners every day on planes. You just don't know it. And they have the U.S. Marshals on regular planes. And you don't know who's a U.S. Marshal. But they have a separate plane just for Con Air. Convict Air. Private. Where they move inmates from place to place. And they'll bring them into a particular area because they want to get out of jail anyway. I'm going to bring you over here on Crenshaw. I'm going to mix you in. Shoot, motherfucker. Create a distraction. While they going that way, you go this way. You're going to put on a disguise. Give you a car and shit. Fake name, fake ID. When that's hit out and that's done, you come on. I'm going to meet you, go around the corner or under the fucking ground of the marathon, goddammit. We're going to have your shit waiting up there at the airport, and you'll be in and out, nobody even know, and put your ass back in a jail. They'll move them around on them planes from prison to kill motherfuckers. So you think, oh, it's just an inmate, they had a misunderstanding, had a fight. That's not always that. Give people surgery. Change their nose and head and face and shit. Boeing 737 was in 400 Con Air. They made a move in that Con. That was a Boeing. Hot damn. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Now, it took all this time for me to fucking get it. I mean, it's so much he was telling me. Now he bringing it all around to me and putting it back together. Okay? Yep, they releasing to do that shit and change. They do good and they get their money, they get their release, or they let them move from country to country and change their face and they goddamn name and shit. I'm on a Zoom name and they don't look like the same goddamn person and move them around in there to do hits. And then put them back in there. Some real scary shit. And you don't know it's one of them. And move them around in and out like that on them goddamn Boeing. Another thing, he kept mentioning Atlanta, Atlantis, Atlantic Records, Atlantic Railroads, Atlantic Airplanes. Starlink. These people also have subsidiaries and interests in these type of airplanes like Boeing secretly, and that are tied to shit like that. They have their private hit squads and they'll put hits out on people with them contracts and want to get out of them, or they having a problem with, Nipsey, for some reason, kept telling me he was arguing with a white man. It was a white one and some black ones before they shot him. And one thing they kept saying, it was something he had done or some agreement or video or show, something he did, and they didn't like it. And they said, you taped that and you did that the way you wanna, and you didn't ask us. You always doing shit. You always gonna do what your motherfucking ass wanna do. And he was like, but what are you talking about? This is what I wanted to do. Y'all gave me permission to do. You know what I do. You know I set up my shows. I don't have to ask you every single thing I do for a show. It's like, yes, you did, nigga. Do you know I made you? You didn't make me. I gave you opportunity, nigga. I created you. I made. That's why I kept hearing this older, dark-skinned man say, I made you. He smokes. Something he smoke a cigar. I ain't gonna say the name. A cigarette or something. He smoked. Older, dark-skinned man that said he didn't have nothing to do with it, even though he don't manage Nip no more. They were still friends. But if that's your friend, then why you haven't done nothing about your friend being killed like that in his own store parking lot? That's your friend, allegedly. That's your friend. He was saying it. And the other ones were saying that he was laughing. When they were shooting Nipsey, he was laughing. That's what your young ass get. This is an older man. This man's older than him. He said, I have told you, I'm gonna teach your motherfucking little ass a goddamn less you talk too fucking much. You always want to think for yourself and make decisions or do what the fuck. He's like, but it's my life. It's my career. Why I can't think of myself? Why I can't do what? Cause I own you. You under me. I made you. It was saying stuff to him like that. And he said, you always want to think for yourself and do what you want to do. And I'm tired of it now. And then I kept seeing a openness with the marathon and a contract. He also keep bringing up to me contracts that he was under. I'm wondering, with Rock Nation, was he up under more than one contract? Was he up under more than one management contract deal with him and someone else? Are they all tied together? It all runs together, but he says more than one contract. Insurance policies and wrongful death policies on a particular property, like a marathon property. He is also saying there was some type of insurance. There was an issue that was dealt with, and he said it might even still be some legal issues coming up with Nipsey and his estate and things around it. He's showing me legal things being discussed right now, and I'm wondering, he said it was secret, was there some type of payout because he was physically killed on the marathon property, and these people that were there, like his friends who saw him be killed, who said they didn't because they was getting a hamburger, like 2 minutes. And this took longer than 2 minutes because after that, where's the blood and where the body was moved? You see, they was there. So it's like, okay, did somebody file a wrongful death suit, or did you just file for that clause? Was it inside of the policy of the marathon property? Because see, the marathon store is the store. That's one thing. But what about the property owner underneath? Could the property owner underneath the marathon building have a insurance policy that also had a clause, a payout for wrongful death? Who's the owner? That's what I'm wondering. Who was the owner at the time of Nipsey's assassination? Do you see what I'm saying here? Because there was money passed to people that helped participate in the movie scene of the assassination and setup of Nipsey Hussle. There was a stunt, a movie set, allegedly. And there was a payout for the actors. Some of the actors that were direct participants involved in the play and the acting surrounding the setup and the ambush and the assassination of Nipsey Hussle. He didn't get to pay out, unfortunately. The other actor that auditioned for the role.
said they do that on music artists. Insurance policy, they die in their contract. That's a separate contract. You see what I'm saying to you? That's a separate contract you're talking about. So you're talking about the management company and the record label. Oh, they got theirs. That's not what I said. Did you hear what I said the man said? I just can't prove it. Somebody have to help me prove it. I said, I know there's a payout with the management company and the record label. That's not what I said. A lot of people got money all the way around off that boy flesh. Then he had a policy for insurance. He says that, and I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. Hustle man's a shooter. That's a fat nigga. $1 million insurance policy on my flesh, nigga. Cause I ain't nothing like you fucking rap niggas. I said, did you hear me? Did you hear me? I said, the man said, the marathon is a store. So a person unrelated to another can't take out a life insurance policy on someone without their not. Well, that's illegal here. You can't do that here in Georgia. Usually that's illegal in the United States. I didn't say that. I said I'm just dealing with one aspect. I'm not saying it wasn't done, but usually managers do that, and there's a lot of times they do when it's a big artist like that. They get a payout, or the record label. The record label has a insurance policy. Just like there are corporations that will have what they call a dead peasant's policy on the employees, and the employee don't know. And then they die, and they make a lot of money off the employees, and the employee and the family get nothing. Even if they're fired, they'll still keep the policy and get their money and stay rich like that by putting policies on people behind their back. Peasants policy, dead peasant policy. No, what I said was the marathon was owned by Nipsey and his family, okay? The marathon is not, that's the store. What he told me, there's the property underneath the marathon. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, Nipsey had his own insurance. But what I'm telling you is, he told me, whoever owned the land underneath the marathon and underneath all the stores in the plaza had insurance, and there's a wrongful death clause, and there was another payout that we don't know about. That's what the man said. And the actors involved, the main ones that was there, his friend Cowboy, and the other ones that's there. Now I'm not alleging, because Cowboy was there. We saw that. People that was there, that was in the middle of this, said it was traumatized and they weren't safe, and this happened in a public place, and it was on this property. Eligible for lawsuit. Especially they said they had injuries and they was hurt. They saw their friend hurt there. There's a payout for that, for wrongful death right there on a property where you're supposed to be protected and safe. Do you see what I'm saying? See, I'm not making this up. This is not alleged. This is true. You have a property, you have events at your property, you have customers and the public coming to your property. Somebody gets shot there, somebody get raped and robbed there, somebody gets murdered there. There's a policy for that. Do you see what I'm saying? That what Nipsey told me. There was a payout around it. That's why certain people's is quiet. That's what Nipsey said to me. Now what I just said is not alleged. This is possible. Look up insurance policies for commercial places where you're having events and public come visit and buying shit and hanging there. But this has never been mentioned in the public. Because you got a lot of sucker motherfuckers and a lot of niggas up there. Opening their ass doing the crybaby. You see what I'm saying? For another getting fucked in the ass. For execs. To get a check. That's what he said. Or they being scared they're going to be killed. and they been getting offers, record deals, and opportunities. It's crazy. Sold him out for some money. What happened? Yeah, they on there doing the crap, baby. See, you think that these people can't be really sold out. They're that loyal to that man. And it really doesn't take that much, okay? This is another thing that he said to me. He going back to that smart chip for that Marathon Smart Store. And he said, when you do, the same way you do a dum-dum bullet, a biological bullet that you set up for somebody in particular, or a particular group of people or a race of people. You can take a person's DNA, and he said they've done this to him. Put it on a chip, a smart chip. Bind the biological material to a chip and implant it into the brain. First, you have the information and the blueprint of the person's mind and the psychology. Like he said, he had gave Jay his blueprint of everything he wanted to do. He intently listened to this man so deeply that Nipsey thought this was his friend. He thought it was his big brother. He listened to everything and got the psychological profile and the genetic profile of this man. Then they stored it in the cloud, like the Google Cloud. They stored all this information in this cloud with his mind and his blueprint, and they also had it on the chip because the chip was in his store running the program that Nipsey requested that came out of the blueprint of his mind. And they also had this man's DNA, fingerprint, sweat. You can get DNA, blood. They could get these things. Because when I went to the front door, I saw some funny shit. The day of the assassination, Nipsey walked in that store, stood at that fucking store door. They say he never walked in the store. He said, but they have CCTV, real close footage of me, Alexis, and my killers and the peoples around. Because he said the nigga came from around the back of the building. There was a trash can with the gun taped on the left side of it. He came from around there where that house behind the barber shop. Walked around there. Was some ones in the back of there too that came around the other side. And they said they seen him. He said, but y'all are never going to see all of that. He said one of them cameras in there, he said that it's a reflective membrane. There's a young nigga in there. Different age niggas. It's an older one, but one of them like he ain't have much hair. The hair was bald. He saw it. He saw it. Saw the nigga. They was getting ready to set him up. They was waiting on him. I don't know why. I feel the man was saying that he knew. Because I cannot see. And then I said, maybe because they had the biological material that exploded in the bullet when I'm seeing these different things. And I kind of get it mixed up. Or what he's saying to me, some points will jumble up because he was in and out. Or I don't know, he had been smoking before he got there, when he was there, but he was disoriented when they hit him with the first couple of bullets, and then those were biological bullets, dum-dums. So that man was not going to make it, okay? They were going to make sure he didn't make it, especially when he said feel like going through a backbone and releasing biological materials, toxin in the man's body. He saw the killer. It was another guy so fucking dirty what they did because all these people knew this boy. All these people knew this man. Some of them might not have, but most of them knew him. And I could see it through the reflective membranes of one of the cameras in the stove. I'm not going to get into what else I saw, but they was waiting on him. When they got there, niggas he know, and a woman was involved, and a woman was on the bullet. a woman's energy. There was a female shooter somewhere up in that motherfucker. A woman, every time I look at a bullet, and I have seen this from the beginning, I've seen it for over a year now, there's a woman that was involved in the shooting, and I am not talking about the woman that was driving Eric Holder. There's another one. And he mentioned a couple of women's names. I don't know if they work with him or they with him, but let me finish what I'm finna say here about this chip thing, okay? When they got that chip, they have programmed it with his, because it was really creepy and weird, and a lot of us caught it and thought it was weird. About, what, a year or so ago, when they said they were releasing a new line of Nipsey clothes, and they are putting Nipsey right in the clothes. Like they put Nipsey DNA right in the clothes. You remember that shit? That's how they advertised the shit, because they really did. Nipsey saying they really did. Nipsey said they got parts of his body and his mind in the cloud, where they can make a clone out of it if they want to. They have some of it on a chip. Who does that go back to for what he said? Nipsey, NASA, and Navy. NASA dealing with Starlink technology and Elon Musk. Do you see? I'm still a crazy bitch. Huh? Do you see what I'm saying? And you putting this together? Because what I just said is a reality. Putting biological material on a smart chip and putting it in somebody's body is possible, and it's being done right now, and Elon Musk already has the technology. And that goes back to them prisoners I was talking to you about on Cornell, and even some of them gang members that's been in jail, that they let do different things and move around. Some of them have already been implanted and controlled. Okay. And it's similar to, Nipsey led me to this movie called, what's it, The Shell? What is that? It's Scarlett Johansson. Mind in the Shell or some shit like that. Where you can take someone, you can upload somebody's thoughts up into a cloud, download them on a chip, put some of their biological tissue on it, create a software like an implant on it. I'm trying to explain it, man. I got to research them, but I know I better how to explain them. I'm going to try my best I can. You can then take that person's memories. And you can take some of their biological tissue. And if you got the implant in your head, your ghost in a shell. And we know now that this is being done. We know now that this is possible. If you got the surgery where they done put the computer outlets and connection in your head and through your brain with the brain map, they can put implants in and they can put them out and change them. You can put somebody's memory in your head and have like a helmet and wires hooked to your head, or you can then put it up on the screen and you can watch the person, their thoughts and their memories. Lord, this is where it goes back to the interview I did on Christmas, when I was talking about I had been to Antarctica. Me and Nipsey went to Antarctica, and I was talking to the Luciferian light beings who was giving the military information, and how I had seen the girl who they deliberately killed, gave her drugs, relaxed her down and killed her, and her spirit and soul popped out of the body because they know the weight of the soul is a few grams. She walked to the door, tried to get out. She could think, hear, and see, and knew where she was. Knew her physical body was still on the table. It wasn't completely dead. It was lying in state. And when she saw she couldn't unlock the door with the other body, the astral body and the etheric body, she walked back. She panicked and she got back in it. Was still alive. Okay. They can take somebody's essence, their energy, because Nipsey was explaining this to me. He said when he physically died, the bullet, and with the biological toxins in it, and how it was opening and moving around and tearing up his organs so he could not stay in the body. It released his soul from the body so he could stand up and look around. He said, but because it artificially did it, and his energy and his entities and his ancestors are so strong, they didn't get all of the residual remnants of his soul out. So they're not really controlling him like they want. He could still move around and do like they got mad and say, you always doing something. Your little ass always doing something. You talk too much. You don't want to follow the rate. You don't want to do nobody. Say, but that's all right. I got something for you. I'm going to teach your young little bit ass a lesson. See? He's, I could feel and see some of it, but parts of my soul were incomplete. And they were still stuck in the body. Okay, they take that body and then they hook it up to a machine. And if they drain in blood, because he said they have blood of heels, and he said his teeth is missing. He mentioned one eye, and he mentioned his teeth. His Lord have mercy. He said something about he had some dental work, or he had some teeth replaced in the front. I don't know if he lost his teeth in the front, or got teeth cracked from fighting and gangbanging, or got them knocked out, or got a piece of it broke off or knocked out. He said, I had my teeth fixed. Huh? He said, and somebody, he said they deliberately kicked him in his mouth, kicked him in his face. I don't know. I could be wrong. Allegedly, the man told me the teeth, something wrong with his teeth. Somebody holding some of this man's body part as a souvenir. He said that man set me up, act like he loved me, got my blueprint. So he stole it from me. That's what he say. And then come and look at me in a private viewing of my body and got off on what was done to me. Stole my life, tried to steal my memory, take my soul, and then erase me and reinvent everything I did and say that it's his. Just like when he talking about the weed that he stole and then made it and then cloned it, he killed the father strain of the weed. He said, but he kept the mother strain of the weed, and he gave the mother a cut of the strain that he stole from the father, from the prince that was also supposed to, based on his blueprint and the bloodline, take his throne, which will be Nipsey. The mother has now, she's a clone. Allegedly, mine is totally gone. Allegedly, sold out to the system of the beats. Allegedly, while sucking dick and fucking in the sheets. Allegedly. Then get up on the stage with the black shades on, knowing she was made, and do the crybaby. Doing the crybaby with niggas in them circles, allegedly. Doing the crybaby. Get that check. Incorporated her and her businesses under, allegedly. Well, that ain't alleged, it's true. Under Rock Nation. Inside this man's store. Because that would be the female clone strain that he didn't kill. He killed the male, which was Nipsey of the Marathon OG. Allegedly. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Now, he say, this blew my mind. And this made me think about Kobe and the white man he was working with. That I said looked like Charles Manson ass. That made the deal with Kobe's wife. It's a video game. Nipsey said, what I'm seeing in the spirit, allegedly, his manager, Hova, created a video walkthrough seeing him, had his voice, his image, went into this man's subconscious mind and had him say the things that he wanted him to say. Get close to him and watched him get shot. Repeatedly did this before the actual date of the assassination began, and then taking the essence of this man off of him in a video game, in a virtual walk-through video game. Allegedly in the spirit. I said, this blew my goddamn mind. I said, let me go on and get this out. Let me sing to his baby. And let me get this. He said peoples do that. They'll go in your subconscious mind and do a spell and a walk through the shit in a virtual game. And if you don't know and you're not protected, you'll then do things and say things and walk into shit that'll line you up for a biological dum-dum bullet to get hit. God damn it. Yeah, but the marathon continue. Say they can interchange. If you got this in your head, you can sit down and you can get different downloads with people that have been physically killed. Get the essence of their soul, their thoughts, their energy. Put it in like a fucking download, like you slide a CD in. Walk through shit with that person. Get everything out their mind that you want and steal they shit. And you can get it to if you got they corpse. You can get it out their tissues. Where does this come from? Nipsey said that this is a military program connected to NASA. Certain people get access to this software and to this technology. And they will use this to eliminate certain people. Let's say they want to kill black people, which a lot of people do. Why do you think they shoot them so much like that? Make black people, and a lot of black people turn and shoot each other, and they program to do that. And then you notice that a lot of them not only die and have their organs stolen, and so, but they don't be right because they don't know that they've been shot with a dum-dum, shot with a biological bullet. Allegedly. Tell you what he said. Oh, he also said about those, with those chips, there are demons implanted in them and spells cast on them with the energy of them. They are sigils. When you make a chip, the design of the chip or the overlay or inlay that you don't see also has a corresponding sigil. How do you activate the demon in it? You then cast a spell, you put the person's name on it, and when it hits the blood, when it hits the blood of the person, the fluids of the person, it's going to go crazy. It's going to animate and reanimate and shift the whole internal structure. The person will never be right again. Because it's also a spell. What else did he say? It told me so much. So much. I don't want to say this to y'all. I'm not even read all this. Said about the sigil, and he said he saw it, and in the blood, and some of his organs. He's talking about his teeth. He keeps saying something happened to his teeth because somebody was jealous of his teeth. And he's afraid for his daughter because they want the daughter to self-destruct because this is so hard for her because he was with his daughter all the time. Unless he wasn't out of town, they're saying he always tries to see his daughter. And I see the videos. He was saying, "Money mine." He's, "You make your daddy proud." When they were practicing something about this is our opportunity with David Gross. And I could tell the way he looked at her, and he always had her when she was little. He loved that baby. I'm sure he loves all of his children. I'm not saying he doesn't love all of his children, but I don't care what anybody says. All of y'all could see it. If y'all looked at videos of him and her together and the pictures of them he had that was a little baby, he loves Imani. That's his favorite girl. He's in love with Imani. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. That's his favorite girl child. To me. I'm not taking back what I said. Because he comes to me with her the past couple of days and saying she's real different. And I don't want anybody to get that girl on drugs or mess that girl mind up. Because sometimes she feels so lost without her daddy. And she doesn't know that he's here and he hears and he sees, or she just has to learn. Somebody needs to develop her spiritually. He's here. He's with her. This is, I'll read it. I'll try to read some of what he wrote. He said, and he mentioned Black Sam. He needs to watch himself. And, I'll tell you about the Minister of Information and the sleeper cells and the assassins. They have assassins. Allegedly, this is what I heard in the spirit. I wrote what he said. He said Jay-Z made a simulated 3D and 4D and 5D version of me into infinity, to steal from him and to pull off his soul and control into infinity. He would upload a version of me and my DNA on my smart store chip that the African I trusted made that was working for him always. I peeped that he was paid a hired Judas assassin, a spook that sat by the door and keyed in messages on the smart chip for blue notes on behalf of the 44. Ace of Spades, sparkling gold bottles of champagne I sip. As you watch simulations of me with bullet holes I drip. Tick tock, I'm leaking at 3:31. I'm bleeding Agent 44. Now you scheming to acquire the blueprint you was always scheming. Goddamn, you a scammer. Johnny told me you sold out with the crooked Black Panthers. You see, this is alleged. I got this here Johnny, meaning Johnny Cochran. Because Johnny Cochran is on that side. He can see both things, and he was protecting and working with and helping to represent some of the Black Panthers. And now you see, what is this movie called here? Judas and the Black Messiah, Fred Hampton, and you see Nipsey's voice is being used with his mentor. His Judas. That's what he's saying. This is his Judas. And he's keeping and trapping and holding this man's soul to use it and reuse it and reuse it. And he called him Frankenstein. He said this is Frankenstein because he can deal with killing and then raising the dead, reanimating the dead into something else that you say now belongs to you, that is yours, and you chopped it up and you chopped the body up and you killed it and then you watched it, you reanimated it and made it something else, something where the mind ain't good, the body ain't good, has to be led by you. Now it's yours. Now it belongs to you. Trying to trap the ghost in the shell. He said he's Frankenstein. He took the DNA blueprint of Nipsey's mind, global goals and plans, and his DNA downloaded on a smart chip from Nipsey's smart store that has a chip inside of it that is connected to Google and trapped in the Google Cloud. That has the memory of emails and brain mapping template keys. Holds the key inside of the Google Cloud to duplicate the person and make a clone to download on a chip with the person's memory and the DNA added to a smart store chip. Then you can have it as a part of a collection to upload to the brain of the person through the Starlink and brain map inserted in the brain. Elon Musk You will be tracked, monitored, recorded through computer, electronic, and satellite. Allegedly. Now, we know this is done for real. I just can't prove it was done to him. This is what he said was done to him. Some of his pieces are still living. And said that this man has also had other health problems we don't know about. Internal problems, internal issues that he's taking care of medically. And that he is an agent. He's a part of the agency that has taken the oath to be global independent contract assassins. This is what some of the things Nipsey was saying to me. And mentioned the cell phone store. Again, the cell phones. They are pieces of that, and that the minerals that they are using, that they are merging with the Asian, China, and the resources and the minerals connected to the phones to create a cell phone and communications, and the screens also taking that, infiltrating that. We'll see what comes up with that. Because of the elements used, and a lot of them are in Africa, and now the Chinese are dominating different parts of Africa and taking those things, which contribute to phones in the U.S. He say, read you some of this. He says, CCTV circuits caught clear footage of me and people killing me. It's an older man laughing, smoking a cigar, and he has an open shot to kill Nipsey and take the marathon and absorb all of my things into his group and scatter my legacy and everything I built all over the chessboard, just like they'll scatter my body parts all over the world to be eaten and absorbed by all their conglomerates. And I said, conglomerates, baby? What you talking about? And I looked it up. Conglomerates, you put these in all these different companies, and you merge with other businesses and companies, and you break this shit up so that you don't even know where it is or how it is or who it is. You put the piece. He said he broke his stuff up, and then he said, and a corporation, and it's under a corporation that Jay has. Under there, and created branch offs and offshoots and other businesses that have nothing to do with Nipsey, and invested and created it. Flip that boy shit. Allegedly. And said, invested it under his corporation to borrow money, finance it, and he brought up insurance policies again, finance new companies, and invest in Bitcoin to create a multi-billion-dollar investment company and portfolio, and then have advisors to attract more clients and to give this certain things to music artists as incentives to sign contract with him. And insurance policies. He's brought this up, keep bringing this up. And to avoid taxes. Literally dumb companies creating new products from other space technologies and genetic implants. Companies dealing with genetics, biotechnology, parts for bionic knees and elbows and eyes and ears and nose, as well as chip to turn people into humanoids or create beings that look like humanoids and get rid of the human and the God consciousness in it to create another God to become God. People are going to take these chips in them in California and in other places and going to fall dead or have different strange illnesses and not be able to control the body or the functions of the body, or able to control their own mind. Yes, he ties into all of this, Gwen. That's what Nipsey said to me. Okay. He mentioned Saint Corona, the saint over the coronavirus that brings war. Ishtar and Tammuz, or Inanna. Satanic agenda and project is coming. He said the corona you see is just half of the family. That's just the beginning of the family. There's another one coming. He said dum-dum bullets were British, from the British Royal Family / LAPD, Special Ops and Snipers under Rockefeller Roth Shield. That is the creator of it. Proof that I'm a liar and that I'm crazy. I'm saying it. And now it is implemented here because the U.S. is under British rule. Answers to the Queen. This man has royal blood in him, so he answers to the Queen. He is not for the people of the United States, especially the so-called black. They are to be killed like pigs. I also say some of these Con Air, some of these peoples get on these jets and they go to private farms, pig farms and different places out. They have hunting parties. Shoot them people with them biological dum-dum. You can put anything in it. It's like you building a taco, you building a hamburger. You can put whatever you want to put in it, and then they take bets on people. And Nipsey said they did it to him, and then they bet once they shoot you how many minutes it's going to take you to die. Then put your company and all your things on the market. And then take bets on that and build the value up and then chop and screw it. Chop it and split it amongst your friends worldwide. And y'all reap the benefits and eat off of it. They pick people, befriend them, do business contract with them, do record deal with them, and then they scavenge their ass. Just like the shark of Wall Street. Or whatever that was about that Wall Street. What they call that. That's what they do. And then move to the next victim. They go on the farm. They had them hunt party. Human hunting parties. Whenever you look at a serial killer in a particular area, or like it was this meat farm or pig farm with that movie Chainsaw Massacre, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. One of them was based on a real story where they had a meat company and make hamburger sauces or something. The nigga was killing women's in there. Raping them and killing them. Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street, that's what they do. Get big corporations, fire the employees, give the executive at the top bonuses, multi-million-dollar bonuses. Buy it, chop and screw it. Settle with their friends, move on to the next. That's what they do. When you look at people like that, and you look at this a pig farm this happened to in Canada, where the man had prostitutes up there, fucking them, raping them, hunting them. They couldn't find them because a lot of these big fat pigs up there, they was getting it to them and eating them. Sometimes these people are flown in secretly to be at these parties. Elites go to these parties. Who gonna know? The regular people don't know. That's how they get their power. They have a certain underclass of people that they feed on and trade them for human sacrifice to get power and drink blood and eat organs. Allegedly, this is what the man showed me. And a lot of these people be on drugs. See, that's why the same way you go into a sex party, you have to get high. The same way you go to these parties to create a lot of pain in these people, rape them, beat them, and abuse them to raise that fear energy and the fear hormone and the adrenochrome. Then you kill them. You make them run for their life, beg for their life, but you know you're going to take it and then absorb the soul to get power and have a particular demon come in and feast. So when you see these serial killers, you think the people by themselves. A lot of times they are not. They have been groomed by secret agencies to do these things, and then they pin this shit on them and lock their ass up. Why do you think some of these killers go so long without being caught? Because it's meant to be. And they test drugs and shit on them, just like they test drugs on inmates. And they know a lot of them drugs they're going to give to them inmates. Let me tell you something right now. If any of y'all got female correction officers working in these prisons, working in these jails, you better tell them to watch themselves and never be with the inmates alone. Especially if you're on a psych floor or inmate that has to take psych meds. A lot of them meds, they deliberately get them inmates, make they dick real hard. A lot of them are aphrodisiacs in them, and a lot of them rape or attempt to rape the female guards in there after they take that psych drug. To what Nipsey? They do that to them on purpose. You know what? Maybe I need to shut the fuck up because the stuff this boy done told me. I don't even want to talk about this shit no more. I don't know, I just, I'm going to say one more thing that he said, that Jay-Z see him as, he said, I am animus, magnanimous. And I said, what is animus? Like a animal, animated. And I Googled it, and it's the real words. Animus, A-N-I-M-U-S. And the second word is mag, M-A-G-N-A-N-I-M-U-S. Magnus, or short, it could be animus magnus or animus magnimus. It's like you're somebody's animated. You're reanimating the soul and the spirit of a person. After you take it and you recreate them as something else, once you do the brain mapping, it's like it's soul and cell trafficking. Soul stealing, soul trafficking, cell stealing, cell trafficking. He said they're doing this in LA and they can do that. I know this already exists. It does. And he said also dealing with his bar and his car, stealing his soul. He keeps saying that he stole my soul and he's trying to use it to keep making money and giving it to my baby's mother, not my wife, not my soul partner or my life partner. And they keep trying to reanimate him again and again and again and again and create new projects and clotheslines and allegedly. Maybe I'm getting the wrong messages here. But why is it 2 years later this man keeps telling me the same fucking thing? And I keep asking him to change it so I can change it and I can get apologized and I stop getting criticized and beat up. And he still won't change it. He says the same thing. And he's still going to do it to everybody. If we don't fight and if we don't stand up, yeah, some people are going to willingly take this thing and you'll watch what happens to them. But a lot of people are getting ready to die because they're going to try to make this shit mandatory. And while these people are looking up to these so-called, these people are human. These people in this system are human. that don't give a fuck about you. Because if they did, things wouldn't be the way they are. They'd be different. What? I'm going to go. It's 1 o'clock anyway. I don't know if I'm going to come back and do the rest of this. This shit is so heartbreaking to me. And he wanted you to know because he has said it affects all of us. And they're trying to keep this man's body and parts and soul and pieces of him that they have put on a chip. I don't know, Jay. They probably already returned here, but it doesn't matter. If you're thinking they're going to save a whole race of people that won't fight and stand up and save themselves, it's not going to happen like that. Sorry. But you can ask them yourself. You can bomb them and ask them yourself. It's not what they told me. But, thank y'all for loving me, supporting Nipsey, loving him, and supporting the readings and the products and services. I have to think about this because some of this stuff I don't think I'm going to repeat. One thing that I will say that he has said to me several times, I forgot to mention about his shooting. He says, from Siberia with love, Firebug. From Siberia with love. He keeps saying, from Siberia with love. Which makes me wonder, what's Firebug's role as a secret agent involved in Nipsey's assassination? From Firebug with love. Excuse me, from Siberia. Because I saw an interview a year ago and Firebug used that term. That the prison he was in was Siberia. Or they call it Siberia. I don't know why they call it Siberia. But I remember him saying that. He had something to do with Nipsey's assassination. I just haven't put all the pieces together because I get so much, as you can see. And a lot of the stuff he's giving me is based around science and music and laws and jail and robotics, military and NASA technology, food, water, diseases, vaccinations. They have put all of these things together to make it go into 360 degrees of your life. Thank you, Mina. And I see more jails like towers and like underground being built, and military domination and control. If we don't become aware and if we don't fight to bring the change. I remember when I said a few weeks ago how I seen YNW Melly. I don't know if any information is out on YNW Melly and Kid Cudi, and I saw more deaths, gang-related and music-related deaths around King Von on his side and other sides in LA, New York, Atlanta. Some of them directly related, some of them indirectly, but what they're all related to is music and gangs and drugs. On Valentine's, it's on the news. It was on the news. You can look it up in Atlanta. There is a producer and an artist that was shot at driving his Bentley, driving down the fucking street. Shot at. Missed him, couldn't kill him, but it flipped, and he's okay. But he documented with the police, and they have it on the news. He wasn't shooting back. They were following him and started shooting at him on the road. So I don't know if it was a regular street or it was the expressway. Right here in Atlanta. And as you can see, that ties into the hip-hop hip-hop industry and artists, and clearly gang-related, an attempted hit while driving. This is public. You can look this up. It just happened. Don't think that just was an accident or mistaken identity. These things are done by the orders of someone higher. When you sign into that industry, God, you really don't know who's who. And I'm not telling you not to sign into the industry, because there are a lot of people that do well in there, but they're under an oath until they physically die, and then they'll lose the soul if they're not strong enough to survive that, and if they did not sell it. Nipsey didn't sell his soul. Just because he got in there doesn't mean he sold his soul. That's not what he went in there for. And he wanted to help people. They didn't want him to change the agenda. They wanted him to keep it just the way it was. And they didn't want him to be discovered who he really was, and to rise and take the place of the old gatekeepers. But they're going to have to step down. Anyway, you can just prolong it a little bit more. These people been in there over 20, 25, 30 years. And still wanting to be the only one, the only king, the only one. Yeah, Prince did some shady things, you know. I mean, Prince was involved in some sexual things as well. Prince was very talented, still is very talented, very charismatic, very, very gifted. But he was inside of that system and had signed those contracts, and then had to fight to get out of them, and they didn't want to let him go. Did Prince go under title before he was killed? I'm not going to even say this man committed suicide, because I never got that Prince committed suicide. He never told. Do I have to say anything else? Because I'm not. I don't have to say allegedly here, because I didn't say nothing. You see. See, that was true. He was up under there, and that's all I had said. Yeah, well, I don't know. Maybe that's why somebody got jumped in the elevator. One went upside a motherfucker head in the elevator. Another one went down and was found in the elevator. You figure it out. And both of them was connected. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm talking about? Charlotte, my goddamn set. Up and down, in and out. Up, see? All on the elevator. Maybe that's why they dived on the motherfucker in there to begin with. See? While the other female, the woman that was in there, was looking up, around. I don't see, no, hear, no, and speak to while he was getting dived on. There's a reason for that. It's a spiritual meaning for that. See? Anyway, elevators, which are crossroads, which are portals from one dimension to the next. No, there's nowhere around it, Gwen. If you sign, that's what it is. Anyway, I'm going to go, because this has got my head hurting. This is just heartbreaking to me, because it affects all of us, what Nipsey has told me to tell y'all. He told me to tell y'all. Yeah, we know about them. All of them are major monster companies. They get their power from Satan. He's the ruler of the air. The prince gives them their power. Okay. So I'm going to go. I love y'all. I'll talk to you soon.